name is Aaron Jones. I am the choir director of the University of Toledo Gospel Choir, and I'm also the assistant worship director at Calvary Church. My grandfather was a pastor. I was born in Connecticut. Been singing in the choir since about the young age of 2. So it's always been something that my family has done as a family. I had uncles on the drums, my aunt played the piano, and cousins played the guitar and the bass. So it's kind of just a definite family thing that we did. When we moved to Ohio, that was really difficult for me as an elementary student because we grew up with my mom's side of the family. So I had lots of cousins that were around my age, and every year we would travel back to Connecticut to visit them. So one of my greatest Christmas memories was just traveling back and being in that sense where my grandma was there and all my aunts and uncles were there and my cousins were there, and we would sit around just being able to spend that time with family, and just the joy that you receive when you get to be reunited with those that you love.
You are holy. You are worthy, majesty and king you are.
The gospel choir has existed at the university for a while, but it's been in like different periods because with each director, I mean, when the director moves on, the gospel choir kind of doesn't cease to exist. But it was revived in 2013. A friend asked me to help him start the gospel choir. Through some unfortunate circumstances, he was unable to start it, but we had already done all the work. So I just continued. I felt that the Lord was strongly urging me to bring that presence to the campus of the university because there were so many different things that were missing from that campus for so many students that are missing that spiritual output. One of the internal goals is to make sure that we're providing a sense of community for the students and also providing them an opportunity to find spiritual growth as well as physical growth. There's times where we're depending on one another and we're just hanging out at one another's house and just talking about different issues that we're actually experiencing in our life. And then externally, one of our goals is to make sure that we're serving the community, not just our campus, but also serving the people here in Toledo and making a difference spiritually and physically. I think the first thing that you have to understand is that worship is a lifestyle. It's not just something that you do on stage, but it's something that continues even when you walk away. As soon as you walk off the stage, you're still worshiping. And when you're at home and you're in the kitchen or whatever you're doing, it's still an act of worship. Your whole life should be a representation of worship. Me worshiping on stage per se, that expression of worship, is just my interpretation of all the things that God has shown to me or allowed me to experience. As a worship leader, you're essentially, I think, a storyteller. You know, you express in the greatest way that you know how the story of what God has shown you. And you express to the greatest ability that you have exactly what He's speaking to you in that moment and what He wants to speak to other people. I'm definitely in a period of understanding patience. And I feel like a lot of people experience this, you know, where you know that the Lord is tugging on your heart in a certain direction. And it's just, there's so much uncertainty and you're nervous and you're just like, okay, God, well, I know what you said you're gonna do, but when? When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it? Let's do it now, let's do it now. And it's like, no. And so that's why I think like even in this Christmas season with being still and just thinking about that, it's very helpful for me to just continue to understand His peace and His timing. I think Christmas means reflection, you know, to reflect on all those things that are really important and also refocusing. I think a lot of times we get so distracted with everything, especially during the Christmas season. We get so distracted on, I guess, just materialistic things, you know. I mean, you've heard it plenty of times, but I think for, especially as Christians, it's a reminder for us to refocus our attention and refocus our minds on Jesus. With the seasons changing and so many different things happening, things getting busier, it's always important for us to think about the sacrifice that He's made and the gift that He's given to us through Jesus Christ when He sent His Son.